Welcome to Looking at Legal Stuff. Today we have a short clip in a case with a couple where the ex-wife is petitioning the court to lift a 20-year-old restraining order against her. She says that there were restraining orders entered against each of them in their divorce because that was the only way she could get her ex's lawyer to agree to one against him. But she recently moved back to the area and she's having trouble finding a job with a restraining order on her record. She wants her ex to agree to lift her order because she says she's tired of having her life constrained, and besides, he doesn't need a restraining order against her. She'd never dream of bothering him or violating it. What does her ex think of lifting her order? Let's find out.
Okay, Catherine Sauer or Vanacek and Jeffrey Sauer. So my question on this one is, obviously you're both here. So when was this motion actually served?
When
Did you
today's
serve the
matter
motion for
served?
today?
A little over 2 weeks ago.
Okay, because I don't have an affidavit of service. I don't know when it was served, if it's not
It
been.
was served by the Clark County Sheriff during a court appearance that he had in Clark County on the 16th.
So there's a 21-day lead time for contested hearings. So if that was just served last Tuesday, it's not timely for today.
By the clerk that it had to be any Wednesday, at least 2 weeks away. So I picked 2.5 weeks on a Wednesday, which is today.
It's actually 21 days is the
Oh,
requirement.
That
in
is not
court
the
rules. So,
information the clerk gave.
but I can set it on for next Wednesday. I don't know that I have a response. I've got some additional documents that were filed, and it looks like yesterday. Did you get those, sir?
I brought them to the court on Monday.
They show filed yesterday. Did you serve him those papers?
He was just served with them a few moments ago.
Okay. So I can set it out a week. We can come back and you can take a look at those. If you want to file a response, you need to file a response and get a copy to her.
I want to get it over today.
Okay, are you in
I don't
agreement
respond.
with, are you in agreement with lifting this? Or are you disagreeing with her? motion?
Disagreeing,
Okay, so you need to file a response.
sir. I have a problem with my eyes. I'm getting shots in them. I have
Okay.
a hard time seeing. I
Okay,
have a hard time writing. I just want to get it over today. I want the restraining order to stay in effect.
okay, I can set it out to have you, it's not timely for today, sir.
Sir,
He
I just
does
said
not
no.
get to ignore court procedure just because he has issues.
I might be having back surgery.
Okay.
I don't have time.
Okay, well, I mean, there's got to be a showing to, I don't even know when this was issued. I couldn't not find a copy of it in the court file because I look back, it looks like there was
She wants to dismiss it, but keeps serving me all these papers and it's like, God dang.
I have served him on that date and today, only regarding this matter.
Yeah.
There's nothing else I've ever
Why
had
don't you
to
bother
serve
me in
for,
court?
because you always routinely disallow service. You won't open your door to
Who
allow.
said I won't open
okay,
the
like,
door?
hold on. Okay, talk to me, not to each other. Okay. Was this I mean,
Back to Virginia.
I'm sorry?
Oh, she just moved back here from Virginia.
When was this order entered that you're trying to modify?
The 16th, well, it was served on the 16th.
No, when was the order?
The original order was
I
part of
just-
our divorce in 1999.
Sub 63.
I have never violated it.
June 11th, 1995. On the last page of the integrated.
I had to accept an order against myself in order to receive one with him, because his lawyer was fighting it. And I don't have any plans to do anything about where he lives or what he does. That's his business. I don't much care. I just want my life to quit being restrained by having this order hanging over my head. I work in the pharmaceutical industry and it's difficult to find a job in certain places when you come up with a protection order.
Well, this is not a protection order in the sense of like an actual current
It's,
version of a protection order. It's a
when it's
restraining order.
searched, it comes up as one and nobody understands the difference.
Well, permanent orders are somewhat unusual, and so if it was granted permanent, I did need a pretty significant reason to lift
I
it.
only accepted it in order to get one against him. There was significant reason to have one against him. I just did not have the money to fight.
Okay, well, you're both restrained from each other.
Pardon me?
You're both restrained from contacting each other.
I had to accept that in order to get one against him without further
Okay.
fighting.
Okay, I'm just telling you what the order says.
Yeah,
It's a permanent order, and I don't really,
I understand.
what would be the basis for me to change that?
There's no need for the order on my behalf. I've never violated it.
Okay, that's not
I
a basis for removing a permanent order.
would like to get a job. I've recently moved out here from the East Coast where I was living for 8 years
Mhm.
and applying for VA jobs. And I worked in correctional pharmacy. They just start looking at you a little sideways when you have a protection order and you don't get calls back.
Okay, well, at this point, I mean, you filed it, these cause issues. I understand that. That's not a basis to eliminate the order. It was a permanent order. It was granted for reasons that are not, it just says it's a permanent order. Neither of you can harass or contact each other. And it looks like that was. That was a, yeah. So, and you're opposed to removing any of the orders? You each have an order against you, is that right?
What's
Yeah.
that?
You're opposed to lifting the order?
No, I'm not. I want the order to stay on,
Okay, and you're also restrained from contacting
Yeah.
her, you know that?
to be honest.
Yes.
It's really weird is about 5 years ago, she had this Mustang given to her in her court decision. And my son asked me to take it back to Virginia where she lived at. Everything was all nice and cool. I drove it back there 45 hours there, came back, I took my buddy with me and came back 45 hours back, took her the Mustang. About 3 years ago, I bought 2 houses
Okay,
with my
well-
son.
Well, let me stop you for a second. Okay, unless you have filed a response that she's got a copy of. So I'm not inclined to make any changes in the order. It's a permanent order. It was put there for reasons that if you're not both agreeable to drop it, I'm not going to drop it.
No, he's wishes to make me suffer for the rest of my life for making the mistake.
Okay,
of
well,
marrying.
the reasons for it.
I understand your
I'm leaving it in
opinion.
place. Okay, so I'll deny the motion.
I appreciate your help. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.